I love my job. My job is so fun for me because this pile of pictures that I've been stacking up obsessively for years and years and years and years, just like trying to find something that crosses my path, just trying to make proof of my little like emotional walk through the world. It's the pile. And I get to actually take that work back to the big pile. And that's like a collage of stuff that just kind of piled up as I was wandering around. I keep saying pile.
Yeah. How does it feel to be in Paris?
I love Paris. I got a passport for the first time when I was 33 years old to come here. It was the best introduction. I mean, I was so in love from day one. But I came here, I got hired by Vogue, which was a very new thing in my life.
And a good way
Very
to be
unproven.
introduced to Paris, I guess.
Yes, for sure. Well, and there's this whole other story, but I won't try to cram in here. But I had been like in potentially serious legal trouble, like right up until the day that I left for Paris, when I went to court and they were like, oops, never mind, he didn't do anything. Erase it from the record. You're free. So I went with my brand new passport from the courthouse to the airport.
Interesting.
Crucial first move, I overdrew my bank account paying for the cab to JFK. So I had negative money in my bank account. When I landed in Paris,
Oh my God.
I was 12 years younger. For some reason, I wore moccasins. I wore like shoes without soles.
That's what happens to young men. At some point, they were.
I know they get us. And you know what? If I had a pair that I liked, I'd be wearing them now. I love those shoes. But anyways, I got here with negative money. Somehow I finagled a friend of a friend who I'd never met, let me sleep on the floor of his painting studio. There was this guy next door who was like, he had fallen into being an art forger, and he had like 11 baby chihuahuas. And he was always peeking in on me, being like, what's going on there? Are you okay? Are you okay? So that was my home base. I would walk, I think actually walk like 20 miles a day in those moccasins. I was so skinny, I looked amazing, starving because I had no money to buy food. And then around like 6, 7 o'clock, I'd get a text from the Vogue ladies being like, we're having dinner at, the fanciest place in this neighborhood, come meet us. And then I'd go and get like wined and dined with these people, they'd come from all day glamour and I'd come from all day mess. And the assignment was like, you don't have to go to any fashion shows. You don't have to do anything directly fashion related. Just like go figure out Paris.
That's
It
a good
was
summary.
It's the best job ever.
unbelievable. And it all climaxed at this, like I had to go to one show and it was all the way across town and I was late and I was like, okay, I have to cross my fingers and get in a cab. And I thought, like, like how sometimes when your bank is empty, you can still make a few charges. I was like, okay, maybe I have one left. So I take a long cab ride all across town and we get to the end and I try to charge it and it's over. It's insufficient funds.
You just got into a fight with the taxi driver.
The taxi driver spoke only one word of English, which was police. I had no idea what to do. I got in the front seat with him and I was like trying to pantomime, like, do you have PayPal? Can I send, like, and then out of absolute just crazy desperation, I started crossing myself, being, I'm good, I'm Jewish, I'm good. And I like managed to convince him to give me his email address. I tried to send him a PayPal. It didn't go through. I still feel like a bastard about
If
it.
he's watching the video,
Yeah,
he
if
still
you're out
owes you
there,
money.
if you're out there, yeah, find me and I'll send you the money. But it was like obviously torturous at the time. I was so stressed and so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But the second it ended, it's like
Yeah,
the
liberation.
juiciest mythology. Well, beyond liberation, it's like I wouldn't change a second of it, of a first experience of this place. And it's like, it's a meet cute. It's like the beginning of a great romance. And that's short story, very long. I love to be here. We got stalkers.
Little girl standing at us.
Yeah, I've gotten to do a little bit of exploring, but it's been much less ambitious than usual.
Okay. So no good pictures so far.
Oh, I've taken some.
Yeah.
I mean, the faces in this city are just nuts, especially the slightly older generation. There's just like a level of glamour and like handsomeness of women that you just don't get where we come from. And I'm sure there's plenty of plastic surgery here, but like there's much more natural aging, and it's gorgeous. I love to just go around and look at everybody.
The title is You Are What You Do. So, what are you? What do you do?
I do this. I mean, I do this like crazy. I do this like a sickness. It comes from a photo that's in the book. There's a picture in here from years ago. It was at McCarran Park in Brooklyn, and there was like a school trip. These little Hasidic girls who were playing hide and seek around this little red brick building, and someone separate from their trip had written on the building in yellow chalk, "You are what you do." And it was just one of these great, juicy deliveries from God that there was like so much meaning in just coincidence. Because, you know, there's one girl who's chasing, there's one girl who's running, there's one girl who's hiding, one girl who's peeking, and "You are what you do" kind of puts such a nice bow on all of that activity. I feel like there's a nice kind of array of archetypes to latch onto. Like, I always see that girl hiding, and I'm like, that's probably me. I wish it wasn't. I
And
think
why
I
did
can
you
keep
choose
telling
it
you.
as the title of the book?
I mean, I can't say that it was my idea. We were close to an edit. You know, we had something that we were kind of tinkering with, and there were a few proposed ideas, and I didn't like any of them. I mean, we had, you know, I like to be as kind of opaque and abstract as possible, and they wanted to do something very direct, and I rejected what they were presenting. After a while, they came back. I think I kind of gave them the silent treatment for a while, just to make them sweat.
Oh, yes.
And they came back one time with a new edit. They said, "What about You Are What You Do?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, perfect." I put so much, like such an irrational, really crazy amount of time and energy into just like being available, into being outside and being ready and paying attention and, you know, playing this game, constantly playing this game. You know, this morning when I feel sick and I'm laying in bed, I'm still playing that game. I'm still, you know, something interesting is happening and I sneak a picture. I don't know, I think it's kind of like, you know, we're at the 12-year mark since I quit my job. We're probably at the 15-year mark since I started going really, really hard. And, you know, 25-year mark since I started dabbling, maybe. And I just think it's a nice kind of acknowledgement of where we're at and how we got here. I'm so defined by the work that I do. Even if I'm not defined by it, my life is completely steered by it. So, this old thing, I was telling somebody a minute ago, I have a reputation. My girlfriend complains all the time that I'm very hard to shop for. I don't know, I'm not trying to like pat myself on the back, but I'm more of like, I like to give stuff more than I like to get stuff. Anyways, so she had this idea, she's always trying to figure out like, how can I crack this code? What do I get him? So she got me one year a helicopter ride. And so we got to the day and I had forgotten about it. And she's like, it's time to go on the helicopter. I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to, I'm scared to death.
Yep.
But we did, and you know, it's nerve-wracking on the runway. And we had a guy who's like, you know, this is the worst, oldest helicopter in the fleet, but it's okay. I'm the best pilot. I'm like,
What a terrible introduction.
yeah, I know. At least he was honest. So it's wobbly, but we get up and we paid extra so you could, like, there were no doors, so you could just like stick your feet out.
Oh, that's cool.
And by the end, you know, you're like, all right, fuck you, Des. I'll do whatever I want. And we had a good time, and we get back on the ground and go to lunch. And I'm just like sitting at the lunch counter about to put up some pictures that I took on the phone, just be like, oh, I want on a helicopter, because you have to show off when you go on a helicopter. And just as I do it, this story breaks that in the exact same place where we were in the helicopter, like 20 minutes later, some whole tourist family's helicopter disintegrated in the air and they all died. And it was like a big story, but like I had just put up a picture and people were like, that's not funny, man, someone died. I'm like, what are you talking about? And it was because we had just dodged death by 20 minutes.
In Pickpocket, there was a lot of context for the pictures, and we have the introduction. Here, we are like by ourselves in the pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
I'm very happy that I did those captions because it really changed my relationship with the book. You know, I did a lot of letting go with that book. It was COVID. I wanted to be outside all the time. And writing those captions, I don't think it gave important context to any of the photos. It just let me kind of like wrap my arms around the book and understand what it was.
Okay.
With this one, I mean, honestly, it's a decision that I made with the same attitude,
Okay.
which is kind of defiant and like a reclamation. Like, this is me. This is like my skin, my children. And so to have somebody else take control of what it is when it's something that I do alone every day and I have complete control, it's uncomfortable. It's not like I had to say like, no, we're not having sex and it was a fight. But it just felt like, I don't know, we got to a point where like that was the conversation. Should we have an intro? Who can we get? I mean, maybe this isn't always the case and I like to tell a tale, but the pictures, I think when they're successful, are better without help. But I don't know, I just think it's stronger without an explanation. I think it's definitely stronger without, I don't know, I think that the culture of photo books, which has brought a lot of us to Paris today, has reached a level of self-awareness and self-importance that is fine for that, for whoever else, fine for anybody who's doing it. I have no judgment, but for me, it feels like a little overblown. And I don't know. I don't want to make this sort of like beautiful, transparent tombstone for myself that explains everything that there was and that there is. I don't know. I just think everything is better without an explanation, without a review to go into it, you know, with context or expectations. Just like these pictures are supposed to just be pictures.
It's something beautiful also to leave people interpret the way they want to when you're like looking at a painting or even a movie or something. It's also nice to just
Yeah.
leave people just get what they want to get and feel what they want to feel watching, looking
And that's
at
what I
it.
want. These are not ideas that I came up with and went out and set up and executed. This is the world as I found it. This is the corner that I happened to turn and the way that I happened to catch it and got lucky and it's in focus and framed right. I think that giving the world back to itself
Yeah.
to make sense of on its own, it's like that's my experience with these pictures. It's always just a matter of like dealing with the problem of being in the world. And sometimes that happens in a very loose, wandering, free range way of like, how do I approach my relationship with being alive today in the most broad, abstract way? And sometimes it's like, you know, what do I do with Alex Consani, the superstar, the like fireball? And, you know, not everybody, nobody's Alex Consani. And there are times when, you know, you really have to pull something out of people. And I just have never been one to do that by directing. I do that the same way I sit at the table with you guys. Like you have a conversation, you have rapport. You're like, I always admit at the start, like I have no idea how to do anything good on purpose. Like we're in this together. I want to make you look good, but I'm not a magician. So we gotta like, I mean, my feeling in that situation is if you can manage to actually have fun.
Is it really the main idea to make people look good and like
Not for me.
fashion? Yeah.
No, but I think that anybody who's having their picture taken, I mean, I feel that way right now. I want to look
It's
good.
gonna make you look good.
I don't know, last time I looked bad. I mean, I own it. But, you know, like my job is, I love my job. My job is so fun for me because this pile of pictures that I've been stacking up obsessively for years and years and years and years, just like trying to find something that crosses my path, just trying to make proof of my little like emotional walk through the world. Like I get to do that under extraordinary circumstances with incredible personalities and faces who are loaded with context, and it just like ups the ante of the game. And I get to actually take that work back to the big pile and say like, okay, which of these things, you know, I don't think about a book, but it's a great expression of it. It's like what feels real enough, because it was, to seamlessly fit into the world as I found it, you know?
Yeah. The pile.
Yeah,
As
the
you
pile.
say it often.
Yeah, it's the pile.
most of your work is being a street photographer, and on the side you're also doing editorials, fashion photos, celebrity stuff. Is it something like that's challenging you every day? Is it like what
Definitely.
do you like about it? I feel like we're talking less about, in general, in interviews about your work as like editorial photographer and
Yeah.
everything. So if you want to go there, let's talk
Well,
about
it's
it a
funny
little
because
bit.
I think that the lines that make what you said true are not actually there. Like it's convenient for someone else's consumption of me to say he's a street photographer who's now going and doing fashion work, and how is he going to make something fake feel real and all that. I mean, I'm a street photographer. That title works for me just because I'm addicted. I found myself a purpose, and a purpose is the most liberating thing to have in the world of chaos where you don't actually have any control. Like, to find yourself something that dictates a path, even if it's like a path that could go any direction at any time, is such a relief and such a clarifying force in your life. And so, yes, it makes sense I'm a street photographer because the street is right outside my door. It's on the way to everything I do. And
And that's how you got famous too.
yeah, but I mean, a lot of those, even those early pictures, like, they're not all about like going and catching the energy of the street or like telling the story of New York. Like, that happened incidentally because it happens to be that I'm in New York, addicted to engaging with the world this way. And like, I don't want to have to hire help every time. Like, people are always asking me when I'm going to make a movie. I'm like, yeah, that seems fun.
We wish.
That seems cool, but like, the way my job works, aside from the changes that have happened now, like, I can just work all the time. I can go out by myself and do my job whenever the hell I want with no materials.
Tell us about this one.
No, I left the apartment at like 6 in the morning, half asleep, like really, really still sleeping, in pajamas. I remember what I was wearing. I had like big rain boots on, and I had big yellow sweatpants that were tucked into the rain boots and like tufted out at the bottom, and probably like a big hoodie with a hood on. And I'm like bleary, walk out of the apartment, put the camera on because it's just what I naturally do. There's such an overpowering smell, like kind of smoke, but this very bad chemical smell, to the point that I'm like walking down the stairs and putting my hands on all the doors to see if anything's hot, because something was definitely on fire and I couldn't figure out what. And I make it all the way down to the bottom level and nothing's on fire, but the smell is getting stronger. And my apartment, I'm left there but the door to the apartment is like half a flight of stairs below the sidewalk. So I come out and the sidewalk is like where the lights are, and I can't see the street.
Yeah.
And now the smell is crazy, and there's this like weird alien crackling sound. Like,
The
what
alligators.
Hell yeah, the alligator's back. So I come up the stairs, and at my door, like it was put there for me. Not a single fire truck, no police, no other people, nobody in the world, just a fire truck, or a garbage truck on fire at my doorstep.
Oh my god.
And I like looked at my little readout, and I had like 25 pictures, and I was
What's your
like,
thing?
okay. And just as I like took one, and then sirens, and then the firemen come, and I just kind of like, I have a whole roll. I like danced around with the firemen, and they didn't pay any attention to me. It must have looked ridiculous. And this is after they put it out and stepped away.
It's crazy because there's nobody. Like it's like a movie set.
Yeah, I know. And also it's like, it's nighttime on the street, and morning in the sky.
What is that? That scares me.
It's an alligator hand
But what was it doing here?
coming out to
No.
get you.
Is it in New York?
Yeah.
Shit. No, it's not. I don't know. I can't believe everything somebody says me. I'm a really bad journalist.
It's not true. It's not a fake one.
Oh yeah, you know better than
I don't know.
funny around.
I am what I do, and
Do you know the other picture?
maybe.
There's another picture in this same world
Oh,
where
really?
there's two hands coming over the top of the bowl, shot from below. It's in Pickpocket.
Is it a movie set?
It's not a movie set.
So that's no. Like, it's still so enigmatic. I cannot believe that's a real alligator hand coming out of random toilets.
You
in
have
New
to
York.
ask me like 2 or 3 or 4 times, because it does. That picture is better if I don't tell you. I will tell you, but you have to keep asking me.
Yeah, you can lie if you want.
Oh yeah, there he is right now.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe I'm lying about that one.
Jean, you got something
Yeah.
for
I got. Oh yeah.
You got me a present?
Yeah,
Yeah.
concerning
Candle?
movie
A
reference.
movie that you really love. And I know that you love gift. You always. Can you tell us about the eBay thing that you do? Like when you maybe not eBay thing, but you gift away. You give to your friends some
I'm a
gift
troll.
without saying that it's
a
you,
gift
right?
troll.
Well, actually, I'll tell you a different story.
Okay.
Something really interesting just happened to me because I got a big taste of my own medicine and it freaked me out.
Really?
You know Humans of New York?
Yes.
Yeah.
So Humans of New York pulled a big stunt and paid to take down every advertisement in Grand Central
Oh wow.
and replaced everything with his work. His work, being like, pictures of people and little testimonials. So it was more about the people of New York than was about him. But he put me up, which I didn't know was going to happen. I found out when it was up, and it was very nice. And I went and saw it, blah, blah, blah. And at some point, like 3 weeks into it, he texted me. He's like, "Did you steal your picture?" And I didn't know what the hell he was talking about. I was like, "What do you mean steal my picture?" He's like, "I put up, thousands of pictures in Grand Central, and one is missing. Only one is missing in the whole
Oh my
place,
God.
and it's a picture of you." And I'm like, "A, that's kind of a compliment, but also like that's
Creepy.
crazy." And
Yeah.
no, of course I didn't take my own picture. What do I want to look at myself for?
Yeah,
Oh, did I?
yeah.
Yeah.
No. It's okay.
What do I want to look at myself for?
Yeah.
And so that, charming mystery passes.
Yeah.
And then like 3 days ago, I just moved.
Yeah.
And I moved to kind of like a place where nobody is. And I'm sitting in this new apartment where nobody knows to find me. And there's a big one knock on the door.
Yeah.
The first time that door has ever knocked the whole time I've lived there. And I open the door and nobody is there, which is crazy because it's a very long hallway and I'm at the end of it. So like you would think I would at least catch like a sound of someone running but nothing.
Do you believe in
Well,
ghosts? Or
Like,
That's weird.
I did for a minute. And so I look around, I'm like, what the hell? How did this happen? And at my feet, there's this big scroll
Yeah.
with a note.
Okay.
And the note says, let's see if I can remember it. "Roses are red. Iceland loves you, Bjork.
Yeah.
We stole this for you, our favorite human of New York." And it's the wall wrap from Grand Central.
well, that's cute and creepy.
That's cute. No.
So creepy. I mean, like very charming,
Yeah.
It's charming. Yeah. It is.
but also like this
It's like
person
this
knows where I
disturbed
live,
lover.
and I don't know who it is. The fact that the hallway is so long and it's so implausible that they could disappear that fast, that I'm like, is it one of the neighbors?
Maybe.
But the neighbors won't even look at me. I'm very friendly. I'm like, "Hello, I'm your new neighbor. I'm Daniel," and they like want nothing to do with me. So if it was somebody who was enough of a fan of me to steal something and then pull this weird romantic trick on me, like certainly they would have said hi. I don't know. It's very crazy. So that's the payback. And the origin is just like, yeah, I like to play that game. Like it's a world of anonymous internet shopping. Of like, well, for even before that, it's just like a pleasure for me, for my automatic like science evolved man brain, to put things where they're supposed to be. To like, if I see something that I know is like something that someone else would love, like they have to have it. And I don't really want to bother with the emotional exchange of like,
Oh, yeah.
I did this nice thing for you, I see you. I'd rather just have it
Yeah.
go to them.
This belongs to you.
Yeah.
The world wants you to.
And then there are other layers of it where sometimes I've sent stuff to people from other people. And then they like the person thanks them. They're like, I don't know what you're talking about.
I love this. Well,
And
this
that-
one is coming from Jean.
Yeah.
Are
To
you
you.
sure?
I'm
You
sure.
want to take credit? Okay.
You also have a candy.
There's a candy too.
There's what?
A candy on
Candy.
top.
Oh.
I haven't even seen it.
Maybe it's
Sorry.
it's someone else, but I hope it's a good one. Consider it's true.
Is
Oh,
it
yeah.
the right
But
one?
it's a good one.
Mm.
That's
Unwrapping
game.
video.
And there is another one.
It's a hole.
Yeah.
Very nice. Wings of Desire?
Yeah.
Is that why?
Of
yeah.
course.
That's very nice. I don't know. Don't lose
You
my
want to keep
candy.
it? Oh, sorry.
My candy.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's very nice.
No, thank you. It's
Good to see.
I saw it for the first time last night.
The movie?
Yeah, and my mom was like, "You never saw it?"
I didn't see it till a couple years ago, 2-3 years ago maybe.
Yeah.
Or like I'd seen it, but I didn't really pay attention. It's kind of a job to get so much happens from start to finish, and there's such kind of a meditative tone.
Yeah.
So it took me a minute, but when I recognized myself in it, I was like, oh my God, this is like the most beautiful expression of how I spend my day.
Yeah. And yeah, it's kind of like repetitive in itself. So it fits like the process of wandering.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it. Don't spoil me too much.
It's really nice.
Um,
There's
but-
no script. It's like, it's all these like philosophical musings
Yeah.
that they just kind of like, I don't even know how it worked. I'm not going to try to talk through it, but it's very beautiful.
Yeah.
Is it an okay candy or?
It's a little melted. I can't do it while I do this or I'll be too sticky and distracted.
Just to go back to the book, going from that one to that one, they're pretty different. The kind of pictures.
Very different.
What would you say? What era are you in? How would you describe this book, this work?
Okay. I had a conversation yesterday at the Commonic thing I was telling you about with my big pile of pictures with somebody who had both books. An insecurity of mine, which I had to just let go of and accept, was that there's a lot of overlap. There's a lot of the same pictures. It deals with mostly the same era, except when we did Pickpocket, because we were in such a sort of heightened time, it made sense to stop before COVID. There's like one COVID picture in here that kind of fits in seamlessly just to set a tone that there is a line. This goes beyond, this goes till like kind of current. There's probably stuff in here from this year. So there's a lot of overlap. It deals with the same time period. This goes as far back as this goes and with some of the same pictures. And the way that somebody else put it to me, which I couldn't have told you on my own, is that this is so much. Like there's such a dump of like everything that I do, that although they liked having the collection, they felt like it was too muddled to really feel my voice, my personality.
Yeah.
And that they felt a much more distinct expression of me. Obviously that's not my perception, but having that conversation with that guy was kind of like lit a light bulb. I guess to me the difference is in a way that leaves, who knows if I'll do it, but it leaves sort of like an interesting ongoing opportunity open for me. I think no matter who you are, no matter what your life has been, the past 5 years are like insanely consequential. The last 5 years completely changed our perspective. The world shifted in a way that, I have no precedent for. And so to go back to the same body of work with, a significant pile of new stuff that's come since then.
You should count them on the.
Yeah.
I have the experience, I assume everybody does, that every 5 years you find out that 5 years ago you were full of shit. Like you thought you knew everything, you thought you knew what you were doing, who you were, and then 5 years later you're like, oh my God, I was so embarrassing. And I don't feel that way about Pickpocket, but I do feel like I wouldn't let 2019, 2020 Daniel make any decisions for me today. Like that guy doesn't know me. That guy doesn't know anything about life. The things that have happened to me in that time period are so consequential and so defining that all the work that I've ever done is completely changed by them.
Yeah.
Because, it's the same bones and skin and brain that did all this work. But in a way, you always find out that you've been like in a cocoon. And maybe today you're a butterfly, but you'll find out tomorrow that yesterday you were still in the cocoon. And so, it's just like, it's looking at the work from a very different place.
Yeah.
It happens to be that it's also looking at the work with a different editor. And I think a lot of that is Sarah, Loose Joints Sarah Espinon's kind of stubborn decision that we're not doing, you know, punchy, sarcastic, jokey Daniel. Like there is a very significant thread from day one of this more emotional, contemplative, kind of beauty-minded.
And that wasn't coming from you at all?
No, it was. I mean, we had conversations throughout where, you know, my first conversation with them was, I don't want to do greatest hits, and I have no interest in like Wide World of Daniel Arnold. I don't want to rehash that. I wanted to do something much more complicated, but it was so complicated that it's a thing I have to do myself. There's been a seed of it all along, and it just found kind of more prominent expression in the past 5 years. You know, which makes perfect sense. It's still me. It's just me in a way that I hadn't really bothered to see myself.
Yeah.
So it's nice. It's like it's a very human. I don't know. I think it's what we all do always. Yeah. We're like constantly taking stock, constantly taking inventory. Like, who am I? What matters to me? What do I care about? What in my life is a waste of my time? Where am I humiliating myself?
Do you think we should all do like photo books of our lives, like every once a year?
Yeah.
Like
I
we're
think it's
just
a
like,
very nice practice. Okay, so this guy is Wilfred. The reason that Pickpocket is called Pickpocket is that in the beginning, they had this idea that we would get, you know, they had all these Hollywood connections, so like we can get you anybody to write an intro for the book. And you know, I think they actually don't want me to even talk about that. I don't know why, but that didn't appeal to me. I thought like having a celebrity introduction felt really kind of show-offy and missed the point. And I knew we had a friend in common who I knew was making a documentary. Well, not a documentary, but kind of like a reenactment with the actual guy of like a day in the life of a pickpocket, a professional pickpocket. And I was like, could we get that guy?
Crazy.
Not to talk about the book, not to talk about photography, just like say, like write in his voice a day in his life. Or like one time when he got caught or whatever. Because I thought like, here's a book of thousands of pictures, or however the hell many are in Pickpocket, and not one of them is my idea. It's all like stuff that I stole. And there was I forget what went wrong, but something went wrong. Like one side wanted too much, or it just didn't work out. But then at some point, like a year or two later, when he was making the movie, I spent a day shooting kind of behind the scenes with them.
Yeah.
And this is him. Wilfred is the pickpocket, and it's also the first picture in You Are What You Do. And it's not a thing that I ever anticipated anybody would know. It's not like a message, but to me it was a really nice gesture of continuity that this person who is like the real person and sort of like the real emotional weight of what became kind of a catchy title opens the new set of pictures. So this is like the depth of the title kind of repurposed as the opening picture of the new book.
In this book, it's more about like love, I think, and beauty.
intimacy.
Intimacy, like pictures of your girlfriend and like family, I think.
Yeah.
Is it because of like the bad events that kind of you had in your personal life, and like being able to have intimacy in your life that created like a love-oriented kind of pictures?
It talks to that, and that makes sense. But it's not. My experience of it is that I had this really explosive, totally life-changing discovery. This like crazy source of energy. Yeah. Where I went from being kind of like a lazy, tuned out, do what you gotta do guy. Well, maybe that's being too harsh, but like I really, really, really tuned in. And I found a thing that made it so that I could work 20 hours a day, more. And like never stop thinking about a thing and never get bored and never feel lazy about it. In that moment, I felt totally set free of my human needs. You know, I did. I really did. Like I had had a string of kind of the classic 20s, 30s relationships where you're just kind of like figuring out that this is not, like the Disney version is a performance and it's not what anybody really gets. And if you're trying to have it, you're just going to ruin everybody's life around you. And you got to like break these ideas that you're raised with. And in the moment of that discovery, I was like, oh my God, I don't need to ever go there again. I've said it at the time. I was like, I have found a way to feel in love alone. Like to have the chemical experience of being in love alone. And it was like,
Through your photos?
yeah,
Through-
not even through the photos necessarily, through just working, through that relationship with, like indulging that relationship, like just making everything a potential source of meaning. And I just learned as I got used to it and got deeper into it and fell in love and had family issues and aged out of the sort of mania of that moment. The relationship coming into play, I was in denial or like unable to see for the first year or two how much the interesting work was starting to happen at home. And when I figured it out, it made so much sense to me that, I mean, it's sort of embarrassing to say it out loud. It's a corny sentiment, but I think it's real that like if there's any proof of like practical magic in our lives, it's what happens to your brain when you're in love. Like it's drugs without drugs.
Yeah.
Scientifically, it is.
Yeah, totally.
Really cool.
Yeah, it makes drugs make sense. It makes religion make sense. It makes everything make sense. It's like everything is love replacement. And so when I started having access to an expression of traditional intimate love as like working energy, I was like, oh, that's the trick to this. Like you have to make room for special attention to your source of love, whatever it may be. Like sometimes it could be walking on the street, sometimes it could be another person. I've had this very tumultuous, painful, beautiful few years with my family where we've lost a lot of really close people. And, I have deathbed pictures and funeral pictures, and maybe that's bizarre and nobody will ever see it, but to make proof of what I love, like what else would you want to get to the end of your life with memories of? It's this stuff that disappears. Even if it makes your life, you lose the details of it. And I think a big foundation of my sort of instincts and sort of photographic relationship with the world comes from the fact that I have 5 younger siblings and that I lived in a house full of weirdos and that we were all on top of each other. And it just gave me this very early appreciation for the weird little stuff that you miss if you're not really paying attention, that happens nonstop, like personality and all these little choices. And the day that like someone accidentally cut their hair weird and had a divot in their head for a month, or like lost a tooth in a bad way, I think I got really tuned into those details. And like I had a good, it's specific, but I had a very good friend whose father had a really strong accent.
Oh.
And I was just like the #1 fan of that guy because of all the strange little manipulations of the world that happened because he was dealing with the world as a second language. I don't know. I just think having that romantic relationship with the world tunes you into such a beautiful, vulnerable thread. And yeah, I mean, this for sure, I had a version, a less maybe blabby version of that conversation with them, but this is something that I've always been doing. There are pictures in here from the very beginning that fit the same plot, and it's just like, it's the ongoing job of figuring out who I am and what I'm doing. And I think that part of having this relationship with yourself and with your life is that, I don't know, the juiciest rewards, the most interesting thing to me always is when I am surprised to learn something about myself. Like you try to maintain some sense of control, some sense of identity. And really every time you are telling yourself you're in control or acting upon intentionally upon an identity, it's a big tell. You're revealing yourself. You're revealing ego, ambition, desire, insecurity, whatever. And I think like giving yourself a receptacle to leave proof of all those missteps gives you access to something that you could never, like a way that you could never see yourself on purpose. And I don't know, I think to me, it's just like the most beautiful loophole of expression. Like I don't have any interest in being an artist that's like coming up with a concept and like looking at my identity, being like, how do I talk about this as an artist? And no disrespect, there are people who are great at that, and I'm in awe of them because I don't have that. But I don't know, I just like stumbled into this really surprising, beautiful little relationship where it doesn't even matter that I'm a photographer.
Yeah.
Like this thing is just like a nice helper that lets me tune into my life in a way that just keeps surprising me.
That's pretty lucky to have found it though.
So lucky.
It wasn't a
Like
fair
your
question.
soulmate, your work soulmate. Yeah, it was one of my questions, but I got another one because you were talking about being obsessive with photography and the need of, kind of making your memories last and starting very young and everything. And it always makes me wonder. A lot of photographers in general and street photographers take so many pictures every day. You're like floating in under pictures and. Don't you want to ever like pause sometime and just like not touch your camera for a day and just like get the real world, not through a lens but through your eyes, or just like let's just try to make my own memory work? And I'm just wondering if sometimes photographers are just like not thinking like, okay, I'm overwhelmed with photos or not.
I don't have that experience. Maybe at some point I did. I have the opposite experience. I mean, like, I lead such a more curious, braver, more tuned in life because of the possibility that something could pop up and I could, I don't like stop experiencing to take a picture, and I don't experience for the sake of taking a picture. This is just the thing that comes along, and when I feel like really full, or it's not always that. Sometimes it's like, oh, that's funny, that's crazy, but this is not an inhibitor. This like
An extension.
This like it's like salt. It like gives
meaning.
It gives appetite. I want to have these surprising expressions that get me, that like, oh, I made that. I look at it and I'm like transported to a feeling or a place. But like picture to picture, I don't care anymore. It's like it's continuing that matters. It's like to keep going. And even if it's not with a camera, it's just like it's the relationship. It's like love versus marriage. Like I fell in love, I went nuts. Maybe that's what maybe that's what this is. This is love, this is marriage.
What would be the next step then?
I don't know.
See?
I'm not even
Divorce?
married. Maybe. It could be. I mean, like, I've had that experience. Not divorce, but like, I had my 10 years of being a writer, and like, ooh, I'm really doing it. Look at my clever little shit. It's out in the world. People are reading my name who I don't know, and blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, one day I was like, nah, I'm going to pretend that part never happened and do something completely different. And that, in a way, is very disruptive and maybe self-sabotagey, but it's just like a new way of engaging and expressing the same thing that always was there. So I don't know, maybe there's a different way. But let me just put a finer point on it, that falling in love, the mania of falling in love, the diarrhea of feeling. Maybe I don't feel in love every day, but I choose to love this.
Yeah.
That's marriage.
Whoa, that's
marriage.
beautiful.
That's beautiful.
I think it's true.
I think we're running out of time, and we wanted you to like maybe
Oh,
show
yeah, I'm
us
gonna walk around.
the pics. But first, there's a last gift.
Yeah, there's a last gift.
Jean.
Sorry.
And
talker.
That's
Yeah,
all right. We're
it's
here for
great.
that.
It's because you did sing a French song when we interviewed. You remember?
For Jacques?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I found in the shop also a cool thing for you.
Oh my God. Are we in
Since you
love?
love gift. Oh, don't tell him that.
Oh, it does.
I love
yeah.
these.
But you have to sing. Can't you?
Dormez-vous, sonny le matina, ding ding dong, ding ding dong. Beautiful. I haven't had one of these in so long. And I was just thinking about them too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You're reading his
Wow.
mind, Jean.
Thank you for getting me there. Yeah, that's a fragment of a thought, but it's nice to get to like a real confident expression of it.
No, thank you for telling us.
Yeah.
What is that?
Yes.